Hey guys, welcome to the video. If you're new here, my name's Curtis, and today we're going to be talking about fragrances that feature the note of grapefruit. So when grapefruit's used in fragrances, it gives off a citrusy, kind of bitter, and slightly dirty tone, depending on how it's used and combined with other notes. But what I've done is I've gone through my collection and I've chosen some fragrances that do feature the note of grapefruit to various extents. So if you're curious to see the fragrances that I've chosen, then let's go. First up, from the house of Hermes, we have Terre de Hermes. Man, so this one is a timeless masterpiece. This is just a very raw and elegant fragrance, while at the same time being a bit earthy and just sexy. I really enjoy this one. And yeah, some people say that, this kind of has like a dirty orange feel to it. And yeah, I totally get that. But instead of dirty, I would say more of an earthiness. And I do know this does feature the note of vetiver. So vetiver can be a challenging note for some people. But for me, this was love at first sniff. This one just smells absolutely amazing. And you can see the dent that I put in this bottle. Yeah, I absolutely love this one. So yeah, my image of this one is I have an icy cup of vetiver. I cut open some oranges, cut open some grapefruit, and I just take those and I squeeze them, and that juice just falls into that cup of icy vetiver for just a refreshing and just intoxicating drink, basically. Yeah, this one is just gorgeous from beginning to end, and that's one thing that I really love about Hermes as a designer fragrance house. They really do a good job at stepping outside of the box when they create their fragrances. I don't necessarily feel like they create fragrances for mass appeal, but they create fragrances with a true artistic quality that I can definitely appreciate. Yeah, and I would say in terms of designer houses and their fragrances, Hermes has to be my favorite. So if you can, get yourself a sample of Terre de Hermes by Hermes. Next up, from the house of Orman Jane, we have Mont Tobacco Verano. Man, I really love this fragrance. This is basically summery, dry tobacco in a bottle. It's a tobacco that you can wear in the spring and summer, and it doesn't come off too heavy or cloying. It's quite light, but that tobacco here is combined with a really nice grapefruit note and some other citruses to really brighten this up and make you feel refreshed and clean and just ready to go. Yeah, and that's one thing I really love about Orman Jane fragrances in general. I feel like, they can be quite classy and elegant, but they can also easily be worn casually, just on the day out. You can wear this fragrance anytime, anywhere. Yeah, I love Orman Jane fragrances. I never thought that I would be able to pull off a tobacco fragrance in the humid summer heat, but this one totally works, especially here in Japan, and I really love wearing it. So if you can, get yourself a sample of Mont Tobacco Verano by Orman Jane. Next up, from the house of Essential Parfums, we have Bois Imperial. So this one is just metallic, woody freshness in a bottle. It does have a little bit of a synthetic feel to it. However, that synthetic nature that it kind of gives off is extremely pleasant, and I absolutely love it. So it's not off-putting by any means, and this is a compliment getter. I'm telling you, people really enjoy the smell of this. Now this does have grapefruit in it, but it is, I would say it's a very minimal dose of grapefruit, but it's definitely in here. But yeah, this one is a banger. So I would say in general, this scent is quite linear. Once you spray it on, it kind of maintains that same vibe that you get from initial spray, but I absolutely love this one. And this kind of goes along the same lines, or goes down the road of Ganymede. It was perfumed by the same perfumer, Quentin Biche, but it does take a slight turn. It kind of veers off slightly from Ganymede. This is probably a more easier wear, but yeah, both fragrances are great, but I absolutely love this one. But yeah, performance is beastly with this, so you don't need a lot of sprays. I typically do like maybe 2 or 3 sprays, especially if I'm gonna be wearing this like in an office setting. I probably do maybe 1 or 2 because this does push out quite heavily, but you know, to each his own, do what you like. But yeah, this is a great one from the brand, and what I really love about Essential Parfums as a brand is they do high quality fragrance for just a steal of a price. They don't spend a whole lot of money on like their presentation or their boxes or anything like that, but they put more of that money and investment into the juice that's in the bottle, and that's something that I really love. I mean, you can get a 100 ml bottle for around $100 or a little bit less than $100, so it is a steal. And just this juice in this bottle is top notch in my opinion. So you should definitely check out Essential Parfums. So if you can, get yourself a sample of Bois Imperial by Essential Parfums. All right, next up from the house of État Libre d'Orange, we have You or Someone Like You. Man, so this one is pure mojito vibes in a bottle. I'm telling you, the mint in here is done extremely well. It doesn't come off like that toothpastey type vibe that you might get in some fragrances. This one has such a realistic mint note that I absolutely love. And combined with that citruses, man, this one is gorgeous. It has a bit of grapefruit in here. And yet it just has an overall fresh, minty vibe that works perfectly in those hot and humid temperatures. This is a go-to for me right now here in the summer season. And you can see I put a bit of a dent in this bottle, and I'm probably gonna wear through the rest of this bottle this summer. Actually, I think I'm gonna wear this fragrance today. I just love the way that this one smells. And one thing that I love about État Libre d'Orange is they make 30 ml bottles. So I think they produce 30 and 100 ml. So typically when I buy from this brand, I usually go with a 30 ml bottle, or with any brand that I buy for, I tend to buy the smaller bottle when it's available. But yeah, I love this brand and I love this fragrance, and it's definitely a fragrance to check out. You know, if you're looking for something just very refreshing for those hot and humid temperatures. So if you can, get yourself a sample of You or Someone Like You by État Libre d'Orange. And finally, from the house of Atelier des Ors, we have Pomelo Riviera. Man, so this is a citrusy white floral fragrance, and it is the most transportive fragrance that I have on this list today. This takes me to the beach in Italy. You know, I have my sunglasses on, my hat, I'm wearing a linen shirt, the buttons are kind of open, the wind's hitting me from the sea breeze that's coming out, and yeah, that's the way that this one makes me feel. Man, this is just pomelo grapefruit in a bottle. It's a citrusy banger. It just makes you feel refreshed, clean, and just like, you know, you're in Europe somewhere. Pure vacation vibes. I love this one. Now, one thing that I will say about this fragrance in general does sit quite close to the skin. It's not a big projector, but sometimes I really enjoy wearing fragrances like that. More so fragrances just for me. And sometimes too, like in Japan, we have really humid weather, so I don't want to wear something that's too loud. I want to wear something that's very easy, a bit more intimate, and that's kind of what this fragrance is. This fragrance does sit quite close to the skin. It is more of an intimate fragrance. It will project a bit, but it's not going to be some beast mode or heavy projecting fragrance. But you know, I really love that about this one. I think it just works. So this is a go-to for me on those high humid temperatures when I just want to feel fresh and clean, and when I want to just kind of give off the vibe of I don't have a care in the world, carefree. That's the vibe that this fragrance gives me. So if you can, get yourself a sample of Pomelo Riviera by Atelier des Ors. All right, guys, that's all I have for you for today. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you enjoyed today's content, and let me know down in the comments section, what fragrances do you have in your collection that feature the note of grapefruit? I'd love to hear about them. All right, well, I hope you guys are staying healthy and well, and I'll see you in the next video.